Hello and welcome back to Wab's Lab. My name is Weird and Bearded. Today we are going to be experimenting with some more enchantments. But before we do, you may have noticed that the day this video released was not a Saturday, it was indeed a Friday. That is because the schedule has changed. So, Dr. Wabyll episodes are now going to be released every other Friday. There is a new SMP that I'm joining, the Interrealms SMP. They will be on the Fridays in between. And Saturdays are going to be replaced with studio blocks. We will see how long I can keep this up before I have to drop something. Sundays, of course, will remain Shadows of Doubt. But for now, let's find out what we will be experimenting with today. Oh, it is the other armour enchantment. So we're talking Depth Strider, Feather Falling, Respiration, Soul Speed, Swift Sneak, and Thorns. So I think let's start easy with some feather falling. I think I know exactly how we're going to do this experiment. So here's how this experiment is going to work. I have a bed here. I have set my spawn. I also have a button. I can't actually set my health to maximum, but I can just reset my health that way. I also have in here a variety of boots, because the first thing I want to test is how does that affect what fall height will kill you, and then I've got a load of signs so I can note the results down. Of course, we are in survival mode, and then all I'm going to do is TP myself higher and higher amounts, and wait until I see when it kills me. Nice and simple. I am going to go through this. I'll probably get all the feather falling stats done in the same experiment, just to make things a little bit easier. Well, that was fascinating. You can kind of see, just from the number of signs, the type of armour makes no difference. Feather falling makes very little difference if you have feather falling and nothing else. So without boots, 24 block drop will kill you. With feather falling 1, it increases to 26. Feather falling 2, 31. Feather falling 3, 36. Feather falling 4, 42. Now, obviously this does change with protection, so I did actually do a test with full protection armour. We're going to be doing more protection stuff in a later episode. But with protection 4 on the helmet, chestplate, leggings and boots, and with feather falling 4 on the boots, I did the test in diamond armour. It was 104 blocks. Did the test in netherite armour, 104 blocks. So then I did the test in leather armour, 104 blocks. The type of armour makes zero difference. So that's feather falling done. That is what feather falling gives you. It's not much of an increase, but it helps. Next, we are going to look over at respiration, and we're going to take advantage of another setup that I already have, where we can already go underwater. So this is going to be a very simple test. Respiration, I believe, goes up to level 2, so it's going to be without a helmet, with a helmet, with respiration 1, with respiration 2. And I'm just going to time how long until I drown. So, yeah, it's not going to be the most interesting one to watch. We've got a more fun one to actually watch later. But let's just get the results of this one, then one more, and then we're going to have a fun big experiment. Well, that's that done. Here's what we did. So, first of all, whether you're wearing a helmet or not, if you don't have respiration, you get the same results. I took measurements from the frame that bubbles start appearing, which they would appear if I was in survival mode. So from the frame the bubbles start appearing, to the frame that you start taking damage, and then also to the frame that you actually die. So without any respiration, it takes pretty much 16 seconds to start taking damage, but then also 28 seconds total to die, so another 12 seconds. And it seems to basically just multiply. So if you've got respiration 1, it's twice as long. Respiration 2, 3 times as long. Respiration 3, 4 times as long, roughly. So, yeah, respiration, that is the wrong button. Respiration is pretty good. Much better than feather falling gave. So, next is thorns. Thorns. Oh, I've got a fun experiment for thorns. This is going to be interesting. Let's set it up. I think you can guess what the experiment is. We have 5 zombies, all desperate to kill me, all currently on full health. I am going to let the first one hit me once while I'm not wearing armour. Then I'm going to put on standard diamond armour. Let the second one hit me. Then some Thorns 1. This is going back into my inventory very strangely. You saw damage being taken there. Thorns 2. And then finally Thorns 3. So, I'm going to see how many hit points they will have, and we'll get some results. So it turns out Thorn's armour is a lot more complicated than I thought, which is why you'll see the setup's different. I ended up doing 5 zombies with Thorns level 1, 5 level 2, 5 level 3, and even then I was getting weird results. Things didn't seem to be changing all that much. It turns out that the higher the level of Thorns does not change the amount of damage. So let's go through... Actually, that's not strictly true. But let's go through what's going on here. So we'll start off with Thorns 1. So Thorns 1 has a 15% chance of dealing damage. And that damage will be between 1 and 4, chosen at random. Now let's have a look at Thorns 2. So Thorns 2, well, it's twice as much, so we double the percentage. So we have a 30% chance of dealing damage, but the damage remains between 1 and 4, chosen at random. Thorns 3. We now have 45% chance, 3 times 15, and the damage remains between 1 and 4. So that's just the very basics, because then it gets weirder, because what if you have Thorns 3 on 1 piece of armour? If you've got Thorns 3 on 1 piece of armour, then you've got a 45% chance of dealing between 1 and 4 points of damage. But if you've got Thorns 3 on 2 pieces of armour, then each piece of armour has a 45% chance of dealing between 1 and 4 points of damage, but the damage is capped at 4. So you're never going to deal more than 4 points of damage. Again, realistically, because things do get even weirder. Yeah. So the more armor you have on, the higher chance you have of hitting that maximum. But that maximum is the same, whether it's Thorns 1, Thorns 2, or Thorns 3. It's just the chance of hitting it increases. Now, obviously, with commands, we can give ourselves higher levels of Thorns. So it means that once you hit Thorns 7, well, 7 times 15, you then have over a 100% chance of dealing the damage. And because it's randomly between 1 and 4, it means if you've got 4 bits of Thorns 7 armour, you're always going to hit that maximum, because even if they're all at the lowest level, 4 ones are 4. But we're still capped at 4. But what if we went even higher than Thorns level 7? What if we had Thorns 10 or more? 10 or more. Then things change entirely. There is no longer a percentage chance. It is just 100% of the time it will happen. And the amount of damage dealt is your Thorns level minus 10. Thorns is weird. Thorns is really weird. Let's move on to the next test. So this final test is a test of speed. We are looking at 3 different enchantments, and we're going to see how they affect our speed in different ways. So let's get our speed indicator up nice and clear on the screen. First of all, we're going to be looking at Swift Sneak. So the first one, I'm just going to walk normally. Then I'm going to sneak. Then we're going to put on some Swift Sneak 1 trousers, then Swift Sneak 2, then Swift Sneak 3. See how our speed changes with each one. Then we're going to walk across some Soul Sand. Then we're going to put on some Soul Speed 1 boots, Soul Speed 2 boots, Soul Speed 3 boots. Then we're going to wade through 1 block tall water, and then go through that with the different levels of depth strider, and then we're going to walk through fully submerged water just in case that makes a difference. Let's do this. This is going to be nice and easy to record. Our speed got up to 4.316 there, so 4.316. Now we sneak 1.295. No change there, so 1.295. So the previous one was around 4.3, so that's really... We're looking to see if anything gets close to that. So now we're up to 1.941. Oh, is this... It does change depending on what direction I'm looking at, so I should make sure I'm going as straight down the middle as I can. We're getting 1.943. Okay. So 1.943. Oh, we need to take the trousers off, put them in here, take the new ones. 2.590. 2.590. Oh, keep forgetting to take off the trousers. And then for Swift Sneak 3, 3.238. So we're not quite at the full speed, but definitely significantly faster than just sneaking. Put the trousers back. So now we're going to walk across some soul sand. And that takes our speed down to 2.508. So still over half. It's not as big a reduction as I would have suspected. So let's get on some Soul Speed 1 boots. Oh my gosh, that is actually faster than walking. I was so astonished I didn't actually register what the speed was. 6.066 we got up to. That is a surprise result. And we still got 2 levels of this. So level 2. 6.519. So once you've got that soul speed, there's not actually a huge amount of difference. Every time I forget. Every time. So 6.519, 6.972 that got up to. That is very surprising. I didn't realise that was going to be faster than walking. So let's do some wading. 1.96. I think that's the same as sneaking was. We'll go back and check that. So that was 1.960. Let's get on some Depth Strider 1 boots. 3.212, we're reaching there. Okay. Getting some good results here. So that was not quite double every time. 3.892, we could end up going faster than walking speed here. 4.317. So I think, let me just remind myself. So that's the same as walking speed. So with Depth Strider 3, you simply don't slow down. You don't speed up. You just don't slow down. Now let's see if it's any different when you're fully submerged. So that speed is the same. I'm going to call that 1.960. No, let's put in the results properly. So that was 1.959. But effectively the same. So I imagine these results are going to be the same as well. 3.213, I seem to recall that's what we got. 3.213. I have remembered to take off the boots. We're nearly at the end of the experiment, but I did it. I'm so proud of myself. 3.891. Maybe we are going a bit faster than wading. I'll go back and check in just a moment. 3.891. Forgot to take the boots off for the last thing. So then, final test. 4.317, so yeah, we're back at walking pace. So, a very surprised result there. I don't tend to use soul speed much, but it seems that that's the fastest way of walking. So, let's just go back into creative mode. So, depth strider we know was pretty much the same all the way. So if we were to check, this would also be 3.892, not 891, but close enough. And then depth strider 1 was 3.212 there, and I think 3.213, yeah. So yeah, surprise result from the soul speed. Was not expecting it to make us go faster. And then the Swift Sneak got us close to walking speed, but not quite there. But it's still a useful thing to have. I really like Swift Sneak. I really like having Swift Sneak. So yeah, those are some miscellaneous armour enchantments tested. If you like the episode, please leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. My name is Weird and Bearded, and I will see you all next time.